Two teenage boys have been sentenced to life after stabbing a 14-year-old in a row over cannabis. Nathaniel Shani died after the attack in an alleyway in Harpurhey in Manchester last year. Police have released body-worn footage, obscured for legal reasons, of the moment they were called.
I'm not sure if I heard the word stabbing.
Hello? You're through to Greater Manchester Police. What's going on?
My friend got stabbed over here.
Your friend got stabbed? Where's that happened? Where is it?
Five cabin in Oldham, in Manchester.
What's his name?
Nathaniel Shani.
Two boys, who cannot be named for legal reasons, had met with Nathaniel in Tavistock Square on September 15th. It was part of a fight to settle differences after cannabis was stolen, Manchester Crown Court heard. Their trial was told Nathaniel punched one of the boys, known as Boy A. Boy A then produced a knife and stabbed him in the neck. Boy A, aged 15, admitted stabbing Nathaniel, but claimed to have been acting in self-defence. He was seen to clutch his neck after being stabbed before collapsing. Boy B, aged 14, was armed with a screwdriver during the attack. He allegedly encouraged his co-accused during the incident. Tragically, Nathaniel died later that evening. Police found a full timeline of events leading up to the killing in Snapchat messages. Both boys denied murder, but were found guilty by a jury after a 4-week trial earlier this year. Now, a judge has sentenced them both to life. Boy A must serve a minimum period of 13 years before parole can be considered. Boy B must serve 10 years before he can be considered for release. They have both been remanded into a young offenders institute, and both will remain on licence for the rest of their lives. GMP's DCI Gina Brennan spoke after the sentencing about what officers found when they arrived at the scene.
When officers arrived at the scene, it was chaos, lots of crying children, people trying to help Nathaniel, and Nathaniel lying on the floor, having suffered what we now know is a fatal injury. The officers had to deal with the distress of the children that were present, as well as, obviously, their first priority, which was trying to save Nathaniel's life.
Come on, mate, keep your eyes open for it. Carry on. Nathaniel, come on, can you hear us? Nathaniel, it's the police.
Nathaniel passed away a short time later in hospital, despite everybody trying to help him. I would like to thank the people that helped him as he lay in Tavistock Square as well, children and adults who tried to come to his aid and did the best they could. When I took over the case, I already knew that Nathaniel had died and that two young boys had been named as the suspects for Nathaniel's murder. What took a little while to find out was that the catalyst to this was the theft of cannabis from Nathaniel's friend. What I want to stress from that was Nathaniel went to do what he thought was the right thing and get his friend's property back, not foreseeing these fatal consequences. Nathaniel didn't know that he was going to be stabbed. He wasn't armed with a knife, and he just went to get back something that belonged to one of his friends. It makes it so senseless and so sad. Nathaniel, or Natty as his friends and family call him, just 14, his big interests were Formula One, so he absolutely loved motor racing. He loved to play on his PlayStation, and he was a very long-term member of the Air Cadets. He liked to iron his uniform, polish his shoes, and he would go to that weekly. Just before he left the house, before he was killed, that's what he was doing, was preparing his uniform for the Air Cadets later that evening, which sadly Natty never got to go to.